Guys, Yodel here, back with another video. Today we'll be switching it up a little bit. If you read the title, you'll see today is more of a story time video. Unlike the documentary I've been doing, I've decided to switch it up a little bit today. Kind of go back to my old type of form of content and just kind of bring up normal situation. Kind of talking about my weight loss and kind of what happened during that time. So, basically, for a little bit while, I'd say about from, since I was like little baby till like maybe third, start of fourth grade, I was always a littler kid. I had always been a little bit of a littler kid. I was never big. I wasn't born like big. I wasn't, you know, got bigger when he was super young. I had always been on the just normal side, maybe a little bit undersized. And, the things I would do to keep myself, healthy, I would do sports, when I was super young, either like kindergarten, maybe first grade, I'm not for sure. I did soccer. And, after that, I did tennis for a while, did that till about third grade-ish. And then once fourth grade hit, I was originally like smaller to start off the year, but then I wasn't really doing any sports. Closest thing to working out I did was just gym class. As you know, especially elementary, you're not doing a bunch. And that's when your growth spurts started happening, and you're not having the world's tiniest metabolism. You still have a fast metabolism. You're just growing up. And I would be eating, and honestly, most of the time, I go to school. Then when I get home, maybe do a little bit of classwork, and it could be warm weather too. Um, just basic classwork, homework, stuff that maybe take like half an hour. Then afterwards, play some video games when dinner was ready. Usually, I don't know, it'd ever be whatever the meal was, or maybe we'd eat out. Do that basically, and I wouldn't really exercise at all. And that's when like the weight started piling on, and like once I hit fifth grade, I was on the decently bigger side, and then once I hit sixth grade, I was very big. I was huge. I was humongous. I'll be showing up pictures right now. But yeah, that was basically what happened. And really, I had not worked out. And the one thing, it was going into, it was a sixth grade thing, and it was the start of the year. It was January, it's like, going for the final few months of sixth grade. And I think it was a New Year's revolution type of thing. I was like, oh, I'm going to lose some weight. And like the first action of that was, on that day, it was for any single like sixth grader to sign up for any sports they wanted to do during that time. And I think it was fall sports sign up. And, I could have picked any sport since I was a bigger kid. I had the frame to probably do football, or, maybe even wait till winter hit and maybe did basketball. But I actually picked cross country. I really don't know why. I mean, I was super big. I had no speed, no stamina, nothing at all like that. And I don't know why I picked it. Well, really, summer workouts hit, and I went there, but, I still didn't go to all of them. I visited family a lot. I think we maybe went on vacation that year. I'm not for sure. Or we did stuff that wouldn't, like, make me all the time. And like, back then, I wasn't really into, working out in the off season, or working out when I was told not to. I would work out when I was there, and then, once cross-country season actually hit, I still wasn't in shape. I was still about 190-ish when we started, and keep in mind, I'm 7th grade, and I'm not a tall guy. Right now I'm 5'9", and imagine me in 7th grade. I was like maybe 5'2", 5'3", and I'm at a 190-ish, maybe like super late 180 frame out here trying to do cross-country. Well, if you can assume what happened, yeah, I finished last in about every single meet. I actually did finish last in every single cross-country meet that year. And the craziest thing, the closest thing to even improving was in the first race of the year, I got pulled out because I was that slow. Keep in mind, middle school is 2 miles. It's not 3 like high school. It's not a 5K. It's a 3K. It's not even exactly 2 miles. It's 1.8. And I actually got pulled out. And you want to know the time I had to get pulled out because I didn't finish the race? I was at 42 minutes when I got pulled out. Maybe even a little bit extra. I think it was either 42 or 45. I know that's a big difference, but I'm not for sure the exact limit I was at when I got pulled of the race. And the only improvement was once more races came, I was able to finish them. And I'd say the little bit of improvement was losing about 15 to 20 pounds. So I went from late 180s, maybe started 190s, to about late 160s, around that range. And, you know, that was still not good because I was still bigger. I mean, I was still shorter than Crab. I was still almost 170 pounds. I was not skinny at all. I mean, I wasn't even close to skinny. I was still huge. It wasn't like, oh, he's just a little bit chubby. No, I was still huge. So, you know, I didn't do any other sports. I didn't do track. I didn't do basketball. I didn't do anything like that. 8th grade year hits, and I don't know why I didn't decide to. One of the stupidest reasons was, I know it sounds stupid, but in 7th grade cross country year, I won most improved player, and I know that sounds stupid, like, why when you return, then, well, I had passed no one. I didn't make any progress on myself in terms of being better than anyone else. I was just got a better time from not finishing to actually being able to finish the races, which is sort of deservable, but I wish someone else who, you know, went from, oh, they were, you know, a little bit farther behind, but then, you know, they finished the year by, you know, helping and contribute with the team. I wish someone who did that actually got awarded that. So, you know, that's why I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of it. But also, the other thing about it is 8th grade hits, and, you know, I'm not doing much. I'm not, you know, really doing anything. I didn't gain weight at that time. I did not. I stuck at the same weight. I did not gain any weight at all. But, you know, since I didn't do 8th grade cross country, it didn't help much. And then, you know, that season goes by, and then, you know, sooner than later, no spring sports were able to, because that was 2019/2020 season. And I think we all know what happened. Don't want to bring that up. But yeah. And then, you know, during that time when that happened, you know, I had not worked out. I had gotten to where the cusp of, you know, I would do light things. I might walk here and there, or, you know, I would do, like, I was a person that wanted to do stuff I didn't want to, like, cheat and did nothing at all during that time, like, for our classes. So there'd be gym class, I'd do, like, the push-ups they told us to do, or whatever it was. Like, but I didn't do enough to, like, stay active and lose weight, though. When it started, like, sort of hitting, like, where I started, like, losing a little bit here and there, was, once I decided for basketball, I was going to be the basketball manager. And I know that sounds weird. Yosef, how the heck is a basketball manager gonna lose weight? He's not working out with the team. Well, I kind of did. Here's what I would do. I don't know what made me think it, but I was like, whenever we have a punishment, we do this as a team. I should run with them. I know that sounds stupid, but, you know, I would start to run with them. And, you know, I'm not fast at all. You know, I'd be behind them by a lot. You know, there'd be line drills where you have to run 4 or 5, and they'd be on their 4th one. I maybe just finished the 3rd one. You know what I mean? Or they'd just be done, and I'd be still having, like, a full line, or maybe even 2 sometimes if it was a longer line drill to finish. But, you know, I still did it, and, you know, slowly, you know, started losing a little bit of weight, not a lot of weight. And then that basketball season ends. Well, I didn't do a sport. I didn't do a spring sport. So when spring basketball workouts came in, I was the manager helping. And since there was less people, I'd be in drills sometimes. I'd be able to, you know, hand the ball off or pass it around, and then, you know, even run a few practice. And then, you know, when it was time to do, like, punishments and stuff, I'd still do them. So, like, from spring all the way to fall, I had lost a decent amount of weight. I was around, maybe, got down to, like, you know, and now I'm in a high school range. So, you know, I had gotten a little bit taller. I was maybe around the 5'7" range-ish. And, you know, so that's not bad, considering, you know, I went down to maybe 150-ish, maybe like high 140s. Still not completely small or not, I was still decently big. And, the thing is, this is from freshman to sophomore year where all these spring workouts and you do summer workouts and then, fall school actually hits and, we're not doing a bunch of basketball stuff. I still helped, but then the thing that really helped actually was being put in a weightlifting class that I signed up for. And, we didn't do much. We didn't have a dude that originally, really cared about it. The closest thing that we do is bench press and squat. I got a little bit stronger, but I really didn't get into, a muscular frame or even a skinnier frame until, around the spring of 2022 when I had finally gotten, decently smaller. And then finally, I was like, well, the closest thing to any type of sports experience I have is cross country. So I decided to go back to cross country, and I started running and running and running. And, I had never been a guy. When I was older, I became not where I'd eat a bunch. Obviously when I was younger, when I was bigger, I ate a bunch. But, it wasn't even trying to, even lose weight while I stopped eating a bunch. It was really just my appetite kind of changed. I didn't really feel the need for all the food. I mean, maybe it was because I was getting smaller. I mean, that is definitely a big reason. But, I didn't see myself for the need of food a bunch of food. So, I would do that, and, I would start running and running, and, running and only doing cardio. Sure, I lifted a little bit of weight, but I didn't really care that much. The running definitely overpowered the I was lifting, and I got super skinny. I was completely bones basically. I was completely bones. Maybe had some loose fat on me, but that was it. I was bones. My arms had nothing. I didn't lift a bunch, and cross country season goes. Not not great, but when you go from, 7th grade, not even being, able to beat anyone and not being able to finish your first race to in your first race in your cross country in over 4 years, you beat a few people and you get a time that you never thought you would get for a 3-mile race. That's a huge improvement, And as that happened, as you go along, you start to realize the power you have and the more hardworking and revealing this seems. So, I worked hard, and then also the ability to lift weights kind of hit my mind. I had now started working out on the gym on my own, and then I also had my separate weightlifting class at school. So, I lift on my own and then go to my weightlifting class. So, I would get bigger. I'd lift weights and I'd get stronger. So, I went from around maybe at my skinniest to barely being able to lift bench press 100 pounds, not even being able to squat a plate, to then when December of 2022 hit, I was able to bench press a plate and then be able to squat 160. I know not great, but definitely a big improvement. But then something happened. I decided, after advice that I thought was really good, and I'm not putting it on him, obviously, I decided to become vegan. It was a way that where I thought, well, I could still become leaner, I can become stronger, but I didn't really know how to take it. I didn't have an extreme budget to get all the great vegan foods that still have massive amount of proteins in it. I couldn't get all the vegan food that has that, or, the ability, because if you lean it out right, you can get a lot of vegan food that would still be able to reach your protein intake, but I could not do that. I could not lean to that, and, I had actually got way skinnier. I had gotten up to where, in terms of muscle and everything, I was up to maybe the 140 range and 140 mid-range. Well, I went all the way down to low 130, even late 120s. I had lost that, and it wasn't in the span of December to maybe even June or July. It was from December to March. I had lost that much weight, and I went from a bench press max of 135 to a bench press max of 110, and then a squat of originally a 155 or 160. to barely getting a plate. And, that's big considering, you almost lose 30 pounds on squat and you lost 20 on bench press. You had lost all the muscular type of thing. So, I decide, hey, I have to stop being vegan. So then I start getting my protein right, getting in my system, taking more protein, taking more pre-workout, creatine, that type of stuff. And started working hard, started lifting weights, and still running so I could still be leaner. But I was like working hard, getting the muscles. And now, at the end of senior year, this is fall of senior year, I have went from basically at the start of my weight loss journey, barely being able to run, not knowing how to lift a single amount of weight, not really have a lot of traits in terms of eating healthy, to now being a decent runner, being able to lift a decent amount of weight, not a crazy amount, but a decent amount of weight, and knowing the limitations he has for being able to eat healthy and get the protein intake. And now, real quick, I just want to say thank you guys for everyone who has watched the videos and maybe seen that from me. I'm going to walk real quick just to explain it, because I really do appreciate it. I do want to say thank you and shout out. And fun fact, this is me now. I know it's not a great angle, but I know not great, but if you can see from the body form, basically, you can tell I'm not, a big guy. And, I just want to thank everyone who has watched the YouTube videos for the longest time, who's always watched and been a supporter of the channel. Thank you guys. This has been a great time. Be ready for the more Colts documentaries coming out. You guys have been really liking them, supporting them. I just want to switch it up and talk about this because I've been kind of holding back on this video for the longest time. Remember, God loves you. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.